Oto voto woto wo. Or, in English, hello dear viewers, and welcome to another episode of A Walk to Work with Whittaker. And today I will be discussing Fugitive of the Judoon. Now, usually I say this partway through the video when I get to something a bit spoilery. Full spoiler warning in effect. Go watch the episode if you haven't watched it already, and then come back to me. Right, I'm not going to start off with the really spoilery stuff first, but I'll just say great to see the Judoon back. Great to see some threat happening on recognisable modern day Earth with lots of people running around, people just getting on with their day-to-day lives, and then some weird stuff kind of starts happening. It gave me a real RTD feeling. And I love a real RTD feeling. That was fantastic. So we have Ruth, and I really enjoyed her performance as Ruth. I thought just really effective. I have to say, with Chris Chibnall's track record, as soon as I saw we had another couple of a white man and a black woman, I just said, please don't kill her. Because, you know, we've had Grace, and we've also had Bella, who basically died a few weeks ago. And, well, my expectations were subverted. I suppose you could argue that Ruth is gone by the end of the episode, but did she ever really exist? Also want to give a quick shout out. I don't think it was mentioned in the dialogue, but the Chief Judoon here is called Paul Condon, named after a fan who passed away last year, Paul Condon, who was a friend of mine when I lived in the UK, and just passing some people, was one of the nicest people you would ever meet. Generous, a bon vivant, passionate about Doctor Who. When Jody Whitaker's costume was revealed, his was the first cosplay I saw, and I think he was a shorter guy. He was about my height, stocky, well built, and dressed as Jody Whitaker's Doctor with a full beard and blonde wig. He's very much missed, and I know he would be chuffed with this tribute to him, especially seeing as Paul Condon, the Judoon, is a woman. I think he would be totally tickled by that. And yeah, just a really nice bit of class from the production team there, in my opinion. The Judoon look fantastic. I think some modifications have been made to the animatronic mask. It was a lot more expressive. Not that there was anything wrong with it in Smith & Jones, but just Paul Condon, the lead Judoon, gets some real emotion in there. And I loved the confrontation scenes between Paul Condon and Jody Whitaker's Doctor. Really highly effective. Yaz got to put her police training into good use. I think I would have liked it though if Yaz had come up with the idea to use her status as a police officer, but the Doctor comes up with it instead, and Yaz picks up on it straight away. Really like that. Getting on to one of the reveals of the episode, Captain Jack is back. Now, there was, I believe, a tweet from BBC America that kind of spoiled this, but I won't mention what it said here, for those of you who may not have seen it. So I was kind of expecting Jack to be back, but I was so caught up in the episode that when Graham appears on Jack's ship and I see a console that looks like the TARDIS, I thought, oh no, Graham's been abducted by the Master. And then John Barrowman's voice came on, and I thought, I'd actually forgotten. In the space of watching the first half of the episode, I'd actually forgotten. And yeah, it's charming to see John Barrowman back again. We get a little kiss between Jack and Graham, which was very sweet. Meanwhile, the Doctor, Yaz and Ryan are working on the mystery. Yaz and Ryan, it's kind of funny. As soon as their role in the plot is done of delaying the Judoon for a few minutes, that's when they're abducted, and the rest of the story is given over to the Doctor and Ruth. And I really like the two of them together. I love their conversation in the cathedral when Ruth doesn't know who she is, doesn't know how she is able to do the things she can do. And then we get the bit in the lighthouse, and I saw break glass, and I thought, why break glass? And then I saw the energy, and I thought, oh no. Then I saw the shirt, that really colourful shirt, and I thought, oh no. It's the Rani. Oh no, they brought back the Rani. She's got the TARDIS. At some point, she captures the Doctor and she gets the TARDIS. And then the truth of it is so much madder than that. She's not the Rani. I really hope you've watched the episode. She's the Doctor. Now, there's been a rumour surrounding this for quite some time. So, double deadlock spoiler warning. The rumour is that she is the Doctor from a cycle of regenerations before William Hartnell. And look, I'm not sure how I feel about that. It doesn't bother me at all, but I just don't feel it actually has much dramatic impact. So my theory is that there's some multiverse stuff going on. And I do wonder, is the Ruth Doctor from another dimension? Or is the Jody Whitaker Doctor from another dimension? And we're not in the same dimension. But then again, how did Jack get here? So, look, I don't know, but I do think there's some multiverse stuff going on, because we had the Kasavans. Thank you for giving me a name check on them, yeah, so I could actually get it right. We have the Kasavans mapping their agents across different Earths. We have Orphan 55, which exists in a possible future. I think we're getting some multi-dimension, multi-universe stuff happening, but that is just my opinion. I'm so impressed that this episode has its own plot revolving around the Judoon, as well as continuing the story arc. And I think it does both of them really well. You know, I loved the Tesla episode last week. I would go as far as to say this episode is even better than the Tesla episode last week. I'm stunned by the upswing in quality that we've had this year, with the possible exception of Orphan 55, but I know a lot of people enjoyed that. Here we go. I know a lot of people enjoyed Orphan 55, and if that's you, I'm really glad you did. It just didn't quite do it for me. Motorcycle. Yeah, this is just another really high quality episode, and I'm super, super impressed by that. If you remember my review of Demons of the Punjab, I thought the ending wasn't as strong as it could be. And Vinay Patel returns here, co-writes a script with Chris Chibnall, and I just think that he has excelled himself, Vinay Patel, in this script. I think Chris Chibnall's done very well as well, but I kind of want to give more credit to Vinay Patel just because this is his only script this year. But yeah, Demons of the Punjab was already very good. This has just put extra on that for me, and I'm really, really glad of it. I'm just kind of still reeling a bit from the audacity of Chris Chibnall and co. for introducing another new Doctor. It's funny, I turned to my other half after this, and he's like, well, that's very interesting. And I said, well, I remember you didn't like the War Doctor very much. And I said, but we accept the War Doctor because it's John Hurt. And he said, no, I don't accept the War Doctor. Yeah, fine, John Hurt was in Doctor Who, but I don't accept the War Doctor. Look, here's the thing. If they say she's an interstitial incarnation between the 6th and 7th Doctor, I'll accept it. Just wait for that siren to pass. If they say that she is a Doctor from before William Hartnell, I'll accept it. I would just kind of rather her be a Doctor from another place, just because there is something special about William Hartnell being the first Doctor, and there's also something special about Jody Whitaker being the first woman to play the Doctor. And I think if you say that there was another woman before Jody Whitaker, it takes something away from the success Jody Whitaker has had in the part. That's just my opinion. But like I say, I'll accept it, so long as it's explained reasonably and the plot works. Now you may think, hold on, I've been getting used to the buildings around Brendan's work, and these aren't the buildings around Brendan's work. The thing is, I'm kind of going to work, because I'm actually going to record an episode of Flight Through Entirety. Because today is a public holiday in Australia, and we are recording today our Flight Through Entirety episode of The Fires of Pompeii. And yeah, so that is what I'm doing today. So it's not exactly paid work, but it is a labour of love for all of you Doctor Who fans out there, including myself. So I'm going to sign off. Please do drop me a like, share, subscribe. We're over 700 subscribers now, and I have you to thank for that. So thank you very much for your support. Have a wonderful week, and thank you so much for watching.